I'm Travis Bader, and this is the Silvercore podcast. Silvercore has been providing its members with the skills and knowledge necessary to be confident and proficient in the outdoors for over 20 years, and we make it easier for people to deepen their connection to the natural world. If you enjoy the positive and educational content we provide, please let others know by sharing, commenting, and following so that you can join in on everything that Silvercore stands for. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a member of the Silvercore Club and community, visit our website at silvercore.ca. Visual artist and adventurer, he spent just shy of 20 years traveling the world as the creative director, cameraman, and editor for Jim Shockey. Welcome to the Silvercore podcast, Jesse Reardon.
That was a good intro.
Hey, well, it's almost like I practiced it, right?
Nice. No, that was good. Just shy of 20, too.
Just shy of 20.
Yeah.
We're going to say 20 years, but you made sure to correct me on that. You said, no, it was 19. It was just shy. Just shy.
And I think Wojo, Brian Wachowski, he made 20 years. He was Jim Shockey's cowboy.
He's a real cowboy.
Yeah, he's a real cowboy. I was just learning to be a cowboy.
Just learning. So it's funny, going back, what was it, 2018? I think it was around there, 2018, 2019 is when I first kind of really, you came on the radar for me.
Yeah.
And that was when my wife and I were doing some videos for April Vokey and doing some, my wife's a chef by trade and she's doing cooking videos, and I watched a lot of YouTube and picked up a camera. I'm like, I can figure this out. I can do this video editing, and started learning how to use Premiere Pro. And you came back with a whole bunch of tips and suggestions, but I was pretty chuffed when you're like, man, his cuts are on point. I think that was the one compliment that you
man, I hope it was nice. Oh,
no,
I don't remember that email.
No, it was good. Well, I think it came through April and over to me.
Oh, no. Constructive criticism.
That's right.
We'll call it.
So, but you, holy crow, you've been doing the whole video thing for a pretty long time with a legend, with Jim Shockey.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about how you got into that? Because I think it's kind of a neat story.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, roughly I helped put together with Shockey's team, of course, because it takes a team, takes a village.
Yes.
It's like over 300 episodes with Shockey for sure. But
wow.
Definitely crazy humble beginnings, because I was actually born and raised in Calgary as a kind of a city kid, kind of more like sports and hockey sports, and wanted to be in the outdoors, but never got out there.
How come you weren't outdoors? Was it just like a family thing, or?
Family didn't camp, and I was kind of right in the city, close to downtown Calgary, and it was hockey and soccer and school.
Yeah.
All the kids at school and a bit of dirt biking, but my dad, he wasn't, like it just didn't work out. Like they didn't do that.
I hear you.
Fishing. But my dad's idea of fishing was getting together with his buddies and drinking some beers and handing me a fishing rod. But because of that, and also when I visited my grandpa in Ontario, he'd drive me to lakes and hand me a fishing rod. So because of that, I love fishing. So
right,
that was the one thing I really loved was fishing, but never hunting. So
hunting.
Yeah. But anyways, I moved to Vancouver Island, and my dad was here. And I got a job at a t-shirt shop as a graphic designer. And one of Shockey's guys came in looking for jackets to get embroidered for his Rogue River outfit and territory he'd bought in Yukon. And he was talking about, he had a TV show, and it was a hunting show, and he was traveling to Russia and all these other places. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I had a website up at the time, and I threw him a business card right in there. And it was interesting how it all transpired, because Shockey looked at it, I guess, and he saw something, but I stayed on his sidekick, and I remember the first time I watched Jim Shockey's DVD. That was a weird day.
But correct me if I'm wrong, your website wasn't videography, it was photography, wasn't it?
It was like I had photos. Like I took a year media course, so you did 6 weeks of video editing. He
Okay.
did 6 weeks of Adobe Photoshop, 6 weeks of logo design. It was like the G3s, G4 Max had just coming out. They had like, it was all just getting going digital editing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't pronounce my INGs. It's my accent. But
Editing. Digital editing.
Yeah. So something happened there, but I stayed on this guy. I saw Shockey's first DVD, and it looked pretty cheeseball. I thought kind of a little bit weird.
I remember seeing some clips from that.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
But it was there's this young man, Cody Robbins, who's a hardcore hunter. He's got his own show. You might have heard of it. I don't know, Cody.
Yeah, perhaps.
Live to Hunt or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. He was doing the show at the time, and somehow I got invited to go to Saskatchewan and live with Cody. Live at Cody's.
You just got the invite. He's
From
like,
Jim Bissett to go, because Jim was an outfitter for whitetail out there.
okay.
So I got the invite to go live at Cody's for a month and just follow him along, like, because Cody was running around filming hunts and editing the show. He's always late on his deliveries. So I was there to help, right?
Yeah.
And live with Cody Robbins
That's pretty cool.
for a month. Was it?
Sounds cool to me. You tell me, was it cool?
Yeah, it was cool. I learned a lot. No, it was good. It was really good to, a lot happened that month. And actually that month is when because Cody was so busy with whitetails and with Jim's outfitting area for whitetails that Shockey was doing, he'd got drawn for this random elk hunt in Wyoming, and he needed a cameraman.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'll go.
In Wyoming, okay.
So every weekend, because Jim would have to come back and say hi to the hunters or something like that on the weekends. He had to come back on the weekends to say hi to the hunters, do all the dinners and all this stuff. And then he'd go back hunting for 3 days in Wyoming. So he needed a cameraman. So I went with him on those. For 3 weeks, we went for like 4-day hunts for elk with his muzzleloader. Yeah.
Just driving back and forth from...
Driving back and forth, listening to him sing.
Is he a good singer?
Well, he's not like...
He's not bad.
Depends who you ask. Like if you ask him, he's pretty good. His song did make #1 blues or something.
Very cool.
Yeah, he sung that to me once too. He's sung me every song.
Yeah?
He sung me his Grass is Greener song when I retired from the Shockey show. It's a long story.
That's pretty cool. Sounds kind of like a family environment, really.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. He became kind of like a what do they call it? Like a
Surrogate?
father. I call him more surrogate grandpa.
I'm sure he loves that. Surrogate great-grandfather.
No,
old.
he's awesome. Mentor, all these things. Like he taught me a lot, taught me how to hunt for sure, because I was just a city kid who liked to fish, but hunting and all that, I had no clue. And when I went on that trip in Wyoming, like day one, I found out we were riding horseback, right?
And had you ridden a horse before?
Well, like, honestly, come to think of it, not much. No, like Calgary Stampede, I used to see.
Okay.
Like, and they'd ride the horses there, and the Bronco I always like to watch,
Sure, yeah.
But, no, I hadn't.
So
really.
aside from watching other people ride horses at the Stampede, that
Honestly,
was
I
your
don't
experience?
recall no childhood memories of riding a horse. But I hopped on there with the camera and just, whatever, figured it out, because it was like, I had no choice, so.
So what kind of camera were you bringing with you?
I was, back then it was Canon XL H1, like the first XL,
Okay.
They had the GL2. It was still standard def.
Was that your camera, or did they
No,
provide
Shockey provided, yeah.
Okay.
He provided the tapes and everything, the batteries,
The tapes.
the light that I was supposed to have. Cody, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, Cody.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good trip. It was like, I learned a lot, but it was back to camp, and I got to know Shockey the whole time, and I tried to prove myself, right? So I had my Canon camera or whatever, my film camera, took pictures, and I'd go back to Cody's and edit. And
Was it hard to prove yourself? Was that an ongoing process?
well, they needed a guy for sure, but it was like I had to prove myself to Jim that I wasn't gonna because Shockey's the real deal. Like when he goes on these trips, the rougher the better, the more hungry the better, the crappier the weather the better. Like he's serious. I'm like, he like the last trip I did with him, he said 10 days. We were there 21 days.
And you'd never really camped or been outside before this?
Oh, for that one, yeah. I mean, No, I remember camping rarely as a child. Yeah.
And now you're out there 21 days, not only taking care of yourself, but having to capture everything, take care of the equipment, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
And capture everything on video and photo.
That one was a little cushy because we went back to like they had like a barn kind of
Okay.
set up with bunk beds, but you know it's like a outfitter camp, I guess.
Yeah.
So you'd go back to a nice warm dinner, and I learned about that whole because when you go with an outfitter, it's you do become friends and you get to know these people out in the bush really quick, right? If you go with unguided hunts, and I learned about the camaraderie.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. So it was a good learning experience, and I was working with real cowboys out in Wyoming. Was it Wyoming? Yeah, it was insane.
Just pretty cool. So you just jump in and you're now all of a sudden filming his shows. You had other people besides you helping film it, or were you just kind of...
It was time to... Cody needed a second cameraman because Cody was getting busy. He was a bit too busy. He was getting burnt out because, traveling the world and whatever was great. So I got invited to this 45-day trip, which was pretty wild. It was Turkey, Tanzania, and Spain. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, it was all new to me. I remember my first time in Spain, like on a mountain and trying to film Jim, get the shot, nail the shot. And then, of course you look down and it's like, oh yeah. When you're filming and moving, you gotta always look down. You gotta watch your step, man.
Yeah.
Because it could happen quick. Like we're in some dangerous territory. So just being aware of everything.
I guess it's pretty easy to get stuck in the viewfinder.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also, and that's another thing. You're looking through this little tiny viewfinder back in the day.
Yeah.
And then Shockey always loved to review the footage. That was...
Like pretty immediately?
Well, like sometimes with the tapes, we were always careful. There was one guy who he's just so pumped about his footage, and then he reviewed it, and then the next day just recorded over it.
So one thing that's been interesting, like in the Shockey shows, is that he will release the blemishes as well, right? He's got the hits, but he'll also have the misses in there.
No, that was good.
Which is, it brings it into a level of reality for the people who are watching.
Yeah.
Where quite often it was always like you'd see somebody on TV and they're always successful. They're always making hits. And I thought that's kind of an interesting way to approach it. And I think that probably paid in part to the success that the show would see.
Yeah, totally. And I came on like late part of season 2. And for Jim Shockey's Hunt Adventures, that went on for 17 seasons. And one thing I did like about the shows, besides the looped one song, weird song throughout the whole song, or throughout the whole show, which I was like, oh man,
it's got to go.
It's got to go. Was he was real? Like it did tell the story of the hunt. It did tell the if he didn't get one, if he did get one. I remember, he had to. Yeah, I appreciated that and that's what was good about Hunt Adventures is that he would literally bring back the footage.
Yeah.
Here's the, 10 tapes from this trip to, wherever, Spain. We need 3 episodes, figure it out.
Were there other people that were kind of vying for that position and you just kind of got in, or were you just kind of like right place, right time?
Yeah, it was kind of right place, right time, I guess, but I was kind of, it was like an opportunity that I heard. Like he came into my work looking for jackets and he talked about this cool show he had that he just started. And I was like, I was just kind of, I just moved to the island and I was just kind of there, taking up a seat, and I just saw an opportunity. But yeah, it just right place, right time. And then also just jumping on opportunity, but also staying on it, like being persistent once you have an in, and then proving yourselves by earning respect, I guess.
Yeah. Do you often get people asking like how do you break into the industry? How do you get in and do this?
I have had people ask me, and it is just if that opportunity presents itself. Yeah, you got to jump on it. Like I remember sitting on the ferry like I was today.
Yeah.
Heading to Saskatchewan with Jim Bissenden, his sidekick, his right-hand man, in 2004, thinking like, okay, here we go. I got 4 weeks to prove myself. Otherwise, I'm back at the t-shirt shop, and I don't know.
And you didn't want to go back to
Calgary.
the t-shirt shop?
Not really. I could go back to Calgary. I was thinking about going back to Calgary, maybe moving out east.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something kind of. I've always wanted to do something in the fishing industry, like some sort of TV show. So
Yeah.
still in the works.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never know.
Yeah. I remember listening to Jim say, people asking like, how do you get into the industry? How do you get in and do this? And he said, just want this and do it. Mm-hmm. Be in there and do it.
Well,
want it more than anything else.
How do you do this?
What, the podcast or Silvercore?
And
It's a similar thing. Just want it and do it. I saw something that I felt that I could be good at. And that was, I started doing the gunsmithing. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was Silvercore Gunworks. And before it became Silvercore Training. And, the people who follow the show know that I named Silvercore after my grandfather, Silver Armineau, who was a police officer, Vancouver police detective, and my other grandfather, Cornelius Bader, who was a entrepreneur, and he had a large bakery in its day and did well for himself with it. Yeah, he was
apple fritters
making. Yeah, he would brag that he was bigger than Dad's oatmeal cookies. I don't know if that's a big brag or what, but for him, it was one of the things that he'd say. And I wasn't doing well in school.
Yeah.
I figured,
Why weren't you doing well in school?
Well, probably possibly because of that whole ADHD thing that we talked about on the drive over here.
You learn different?
Learn a little bit differently, approach life a little bit differently, approach challenges a little bit differently, got into a fair bit of trouble in my youth, honestly, and ended up going to a number of different schools because of that, not of my own accord.
They call it alternative high back in my day.
Alternative high. Yeah. I think at the end it was 2 different elementary schools, 5 different high schools. I remember grade 7, the teacher's like, Trev, honestly, I should fail you, but I don't want to see you back in the class again. So I'm giving you just enough to pass to get you into high school. And I think high school will figure you out. And that was probably a good thing on her part because I don't see it helping anybody having me repeat that grade. And then, I graduated with honors. Grade 4, I had straight A's just because different teachers, different teaching styles. By the time it came to graduation, I was going to the worst rated school in British Columbia at the time.
Yeah.
I think it's much better rated now, but I mean, it had problems.
Worse than Central Memorial in Calgary?
Well, this was Princess Margaret Secondary in Surrey.
Oh,
good old Surrey boy. Too. Yeah. Good old Princess Margaret Secondary. PMS, everyone would lovingly call it.
Wow.
And
crazy.
I was there going to Siakum, doing night school at Semiahmoo. And I ended up at Siakum's grad, and then I would just go across the street to the college or the university college, whatever it is now, Kwantlen. Mm-hmm. I'd talk to my teachers. What worked? What work do I have to show you in order to get a good grade in this class? They'd tell me. I go across the street. I do all the work, and I go to the beach. And I get all of my schooling done within an hour or 2 in the morning, which is just the different way that their mind works and brain works. So
totally. And
you were recently diagnosed with ADHD.
recently diagnosed with ADHD. I had to go get it checked out, to just kind of prove to myself that I probably did have it.
Did you feel you had it? And you're like, okay.
I was always there. It was just, I always kind of blamed it on my childhood, but it was actually, I had ADHD as well, for full on. But, thank goodness, because if we didn't have people with ADHD, I don't think anything we could get done.
So Sean Taylor, ex-JTF2, Joint Task Force 2, Canada's elite Special Forces, Tier 1 operator, talking with him a couple days ago on the phone and brought up the ADHD thing. We're talking about that and mentioned, when I was a kid, I was on an experimental program. I was on the highest dosage of Ritalin in the province. They could only prescribe a certain amount per pill. So they said, well, just take a whole bunch of pills in the morning, then a whole bunch of pills in the afternoon, and we'll keep upping it until we kind of find the optimal threshold, and then we'll ease it back, I think was what
Yikes.
Right. And he says, what a shame it is that they approached it. So it was grade 3 when I was diagnosed, that they approached it saying, okay, we've got this problem. It's ADHD, but here's some ways that we can work with it, as opposed to saying, Travis, you got this gift. It's called ADHD.
Yeah.
You're going to have so much energy and so many different interests, and you're going to look at things differently and look at all these great things that we can, and find a way to work with it, as opposed to always growing up thinking, I remember the kids, they would call them smart pills, right? Oh, Travis is taking his smart pills. So when I came into grade 8 going into high school, I'm like, forget it. I'm off. I'm cold turkey taking myself off. I didn't like the headaches, the appetite suppression, and even just going outside.
There's a bit of a stigma attached, and I don't know much about it in terms, because I've just been diagnosed. So I've been doing my research.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did try medication. So.
And how'd that work for you?
It helped me. It did help me focus. Yeah, but it just, and because of that stigma attached, it made me uncomfortable based on my family upbringing. But also, I did like I don't know. I'm still kind of experimenting with what's the right, because honestly, it did help me focus.
Sure. I found that it would numb me, right? And it made me feel like not me. And while it might help focus, perhaps, it also came with the headaches and the sensitivity to light and all these other things. I don't know what medication they put you on, but I just didn't like the feeling of needing something else.
I agree.
I'd rather find a way. I was always raised, Trav, you're a square peg and the world's a round hole, and the world's got to figure it out how to work with you, which is totally backwards.
Yeah.
If you're a square peg and the world's a round hole, it's up to you to figure out how to work yourself with the rest of the world.
Totally.
And so it wasn't until and I think that was probably why I got in a fair bit of trouble in my youth, and luckily got things kind of sorted out by the time I started long roundabout here, Silvercore Gunworks, and it was.
And soundness of mind is good.
What's that?
Soundness of mind, like when you have a clear head, it's nice. Even with ADHD, that's what we get out in the bush too. You go into Yukon for 20 days, and
isn't that interesting?
Some of the best soundness of mind you get out there.
Isn't it interesting how being out in the ocean, being out on a lake, up the mountainside, in the bush and in the woods, will bring a level of clarity to an individual. It turns off all of that white noise
Totally.
that you'd otherwise have if you're in the city all the time. And I find if I've been in the city for a while, it'll take me a little bit to kind of reach that point of just being present, let's say.
Yeah.
Sometimes all I hear is all the thoughts, all the arguments, all the battles, all the ideas, and they're just popping and going. And several days into it, all of a sudden everything's calm and it's clear. I'm sure you would find something similar. On
some of those trips, you're kind of self-reliant a bit, and you're kind of part of this team. And if you're roughing it with the boys for 10, 12, 20 some days, it's hard out there sometimes, but you come back missing those moments. And I used to call it a spa for men out there.
Spa for men. I love it, because you come back mentally refreshed.
Oh yeah, it's the best. You just like you figure things out there.
They call it. You've heard of type 1 and type 2 fun?
Yeah. So I think so. No.
Okay. Wow. So you're saying, it sucks, it's hard, and you're out there, but you look back and it's awesome, right? So
there you go.
People would say, hey, that's type 2 fun.
Yeah.
Type 2 fun is where you're working really hard, and it's a difficult time, but it's one of those core memories that you carry with you after. Type 1 would be like, okay, I'm on a roller coaster. It's a lot of fun, but you don't look back and say, those were the days, right? And a buddy of mine started talking about type 3 fun.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, well, that's interesting. What's type 3 fun, right?
Yeah.
This is David. He's a big lead in the new website we're actually putting out. It's type 3 fun. That's when it really sucks when you're doing it. But later, when you look back on it, it still really sucks. Right? There is that type of type 3 fun.
I put that in Yukon Uncharted Season 2.
Yeah? What was that like?
That was a hard push in our area for some reason, Everywhere we went, we were seeing moose, and the other guy was seeing moose at our same camp. the rookie guide. Yeah.
Why do you think that was? Just
I don't know.
luck of the draw?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. It was just, and then we had bad weather and stuff for like 5 days, just sitting in the rain. It was a hard push. You know what the problem was there? If you ask Shockey, and we weren't spiking out. It was just would have been a little hard on the clients, and we would have to really spike out there. And so you'd take your camp with you, and that's number one thing I learned with Jim is take your camp with you, and you just keep moving.
How long will you dedicate to an area?
Me? Or
Well,
Jim?
okay. Well, you filming Jim.
Oh, he'd dedicate his life to an area if he could.
So if it wasn't being productive, he'd just keep working it, or he'd spike out again from there?
He'd figure it out. He'd figure out the best way to hunt that area for sure.
Yeah.
Or we'd just move on to a new area. If that area wasn't for moose, you find the biggest moose.
What sort of things would he be looking for?
For moose?
Sure, let's say for a moose, if he's going out into an area
Well,
and
he's
says,
getting the high points and he's looking for antlers at the start.
yeah,
But it's all in season and everything. He knows he really knows that area. I can't say the name, but I went there for the first time with him actually when he bought the area. We went there. Oh man. Yeah, we went to that camp and had been attacked by a grizzly bear. I didn't know we were just setting up this camp. So now this camp is his camp now. Now it's like tickety boo. But I went there day one with him, and I remember laying in that shack thinking, oh boy, 3 weeks of this? Like, I was like in the fetal position thinking, here we go.
with a grizzly bear on the prowl outside.
Grizzly bear on the prowl. The camp wasn't set up, and me and Jim had like 4 or 5 days before the client and his dad was coming in, and that was fun filming his dad though. I always like that.
Okay, so those are neat. So his dad and his father-in-law,
Yeah, Hal and Len.
Hal and Len.
Yeah,
Man,
that was huge.
they're a couple of cool cats, eh?
They're really cool cats, and that was a good story behind that because we got them together for whitetails, and I can't tell how we filmed that first episode, but after that we were like, we got to do it's like the idea was stemmed from grumpy old men, like get these two guys out, and they were having a contest, and for them they were both hardcore meat. They like everything good about hunting is what they worked. So they take the first thing that's legal, like legit. But that's what made it good. It was they were kind of like old school meat hunters, and that's what's all about with hunting is you're getting meat for the family. That's how they grew up. And honestly, for me, like working all that time got me into hunting, and now I don't buy meat, and actually I try and get a blacktail every year if I can. And last year we got our first bear, so it's nice.
Your
and,
first bear.
I got friends who get farm animals, so I can do trades if I get a blacktail. They're not very big on the island, but so I'm not a hardcore hunter, but I definitely have a passion for wildlife, and I tend to get myself in trouble when I'm hunting because I try and film it, and then they spook off, and I should have shot that.
So that's got to be damn difficult trying to film your own hunt.
Yeah, film your own hunt.
Tell me, how do you go about filming your own hunt? What are you looking for in shots? Because there's a lot of people who are getting the cameras are getting better. Your phones have cameras.
Oh man, phones are amazing.
Yeah, GoPros, and people are putting out content of their own on YouTube and Instagram. Like from a seasoned professional's perspective, what are some of the go-tos that you'd be looking for basic shots and composition?
Well, I mean, ultimately, again, what's made Jim Shockey's Hunt Adventures, or most of his series, good was just you're telling the story of the hunt. And if you're telling the story, you're going to document the day. And the biggest thing is, you got to have an eye for it too, right? For storytelling. But if you're filming a hunt, the biggest thing is to commit to your shot. You're not, because people come show you footage. And it's like, hey man, I got this deer, blah, 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 watch the footage. And it's like, it's all over. Bum, 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 bum. Like, where's the shot? Oh yeah, I got it. And then the camera's off and it's like running to the ground, like, so if you're filming, one of the biggest rules was don't get involved in the hunt. You're like, Shockey used to describe it as you're like filming your kid's graduation. You're just going to film him going up. He's going to get the thing. You're going to film him. So you just can't get too involved, and naturally you get involved and you miss your shot, or because if you don't get that harvest shot, unfortunately, in a hunting show or a fishing show, you're kind of in trouble.
Well, it makes telling the story a lot different.
Yeah, and we're not trying to glorify it, but it's unfortunately it's part of the show. And with, again, Hunt Adventures, it was always clean, and we always did a good job of being very ethical and respectful of the animal and stuff.
Would you ever have to try and reshoot and recreate?
So yeah, that's called B-roll. So often you'd get B-roll, but in what Shockey always taught us, and what I always try and go for, is called running time, right? So for that moment, it's running time. So the idea is, so you go in, like if I was filming you right now on a stalk, I'd come in kind of wide, right?
Okay.
Come in wide, and then we see the animal over, say, 50 yards. So I'm kind of, I see you setting up. So now I'm still wide, and then I could maybe go medium over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I'd maybe pin it at full zoom.
Yeah.
Hold that shot. And then if I know, like maybe you're there for a minute, we're talking, and I have time, then you'd come back wide maybe.
Okay.
But the idea is you just hold that shot, and you take the shot, and then there was a bit of a science to it, because you would, after the shot, you'd stay on the animal and then come back to the hunter. But often we would take B-roll, because lots of shows use that. And that's what we didn't like about the shows, was maybe the fake stuff, right? We always tried to make it real, because it was hunting, so it was real.
Right.
So I'd use B-roll cuts for, because we had no time. Like, it was a 22-minute show, with segments and everything. So it's like, the one moose hunt we did, it was 15 minutes, the stalk, right? Running time, but I could only use 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
So would you have to be like, oh, hold on, stay back, I got to get into position. Okay, now you walk through, or you're literally the fly on the wall?
No, you're like nothing if you're a cameraman. You're the guy who usually gets in trouble for spooking the animal.
Right.
So you just stick to often you try and get in position, but you can miss the play. We call it reading the play. So again, as a cameraman, you want to read the play. So the moose is going this way, so naturally, and you can compress the shot, or if you got to stay tight to the hunter, that's another big thing too.
So would you ever catch crap for?
Oh man, yeah, lots. It's always cameraman's fault, never Jim's.
That's right.
Never, yeah.
I saw a note on there. It says, Jim never makes noise.
Jim never makes noise. No. Never. We could be wearing the same thing, but it's always cameraman. No, it was. Yeah, you'd screw up. I mean, naturally, you got noise cancellation headphones often, or whatever, and you're walking around with the camera trying to nail the shot, they call it.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to read the play and compress the shot and give it. His show was filmed in a way that had the hunter in frame with the animal, versus like he used to call it. We used to call it bad wildlife footage. I mean, lots of shows, which I'd watch shows and be like, man, it's like Planet Earth right there, like, because it's a tripod, wicked lens, and they're nailing the shot, and they had another guy made with the cameraman or with the hunter, but ours was always like totally guerrilla style, like Rogue. It was nuts.
Would you catch, I should imagine, heat from different environmental groups or people who were perhaps anti-hunting?
I mean, we were always pretty good, because Shockey was super careful with that, and he's pretty legit, but I know he had issues for sure, and it was unfortunate. And honestly, for myself, I went in green. Like my first trip to Africa, I was on Big 5 hunt. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But you learned a lot, and honestly, people say you're killing these animals in Africa, but actually those hunting dollars were saving the animals, and until you're on foot there, you don't legit see it. And I could legit see that hunting was actually helping conserve wildlife.
Right.
But I went in totally green, thinking, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just here to film and tell stories. 'Cause I love that idea, telling stories with video and photo. But I was nervous going to those countries, and it was awesome because I got to see that. Cameroon, Tanzania.
I'd love to go to Africa. A buddy of mine used to be a PH, professional hunter in Africa. And he's been on the podcast before. He's also was bodyguard for Oprah Winfrey and her crew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty cool fellow. And so he's trying to line up an African hunt.
Yeah, do it.
But he talks about, when he first came over here, and a buddy of his who was also was also a PH in Africa, and they're like, we want to do a guided hunt in Canada. I mean, world renowned. Maybe we'll do a moose hunt, and so they go out to the guide, and they didn't bring sleeping bags. They brought their gun in a backpack, and whatever they needed for their hunt, not expecting it to be so different than what it's like in Africa. He says, they got people who will wash your clothing for you. They making your drinks for you. They got all your bedding is being turned out. It's apparently a completely different world.
Oh yeah, no, Africa was like the main safari camps had full teams there working for sure. Did your laundry and stuff like that. But Shockey, of course, we'd go out and like for 7 days and like we'd set up mosquito net tents and like sleep by hippo rivers and croc rivers. It was insane, actually. I remember waking up with a spider in my tent. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I could hear the hippos, and then I woke up next morning. My whole face was like big sting mark on it. And the PH had a scorpion on his in his area there. It was
his area there. Okay.
It was. He always loved roughing it. So, but those Africa camps were so, yeah, they were good.
Could be scary. Really, like I've seen stuff with tiny. I don't even know what those little dugout kind of canoes are called over there. But
crocs.
Looking for crocs.
Yeah, man-eating crocs. We did that.
Yeah, and the crocs are larger than the boats that you're in.
Oh yeah, it's a legit fishing community, and we get in these boats, and it's it's funny at the time, is it though? But but like it's legit, and all the guys are laughing at you. But these guys do it every day, right?
Yeah.
So they're happy. And then I remember we got a croc at that one lake, and we took some meat back and cooked it. But the whole village got the meat and took the leather. Every square inch of that gets used there.
Wasn't there a hippo charge as well that you were supposed to be in front of?
Yeah, hippo charge. Hippo charge was good.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was good. There's always we were actually after hippos, and again, I'm like, that's weird around hippos, but when we did get a hippo, that hippo fed literally a little village for a month, right? And they used, again, every square inch of it.
Yeah.
But it's just the rule is never get between hippos and land and water.
Okay.
So we kind of walked around looking for hippos on land.
Yeah.
Filmed a couple. They were a little small. Jim was after a bigger bull. And then I was just filming them walking away. There's these awesome white birds. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool shot. And I could hear stuff all of a sudden in my headphones on the left side. I was like, oh, that sounds like something. And I hit pause I was full zoom on the camera.
Yeah.
Anyways, the hippo came flying out, and I hit record as I was running back and pulling wide on those old tape cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, and almost smoked them. But it would have got me because technically I was the fourth guy. They all moved, and he went there. I don't know. Maybe it would have got me. I would have hopefully jumped out of the way or someone would have shot, but who knows? It happens quick. Like, the charges happen quick. It happened with an elephant as well.
Yeah.
That was insane. Yeah. And again, hunting elephants, yes, really bad. And it's very restricted and stuff for sure. But yeah, we just happened upon them, and it was just bad place, bad time. And they're very aggressive. So the PH had to step in for us, which was unfortunate. And a couple other charges, hunting elephants in jungles of Cameroon too.
I remember seeing some video footage.
I jumped back pretty hard on that one.
What's that?
The one in Cameroon, I jumped back pretty hard on.
Yeah?
It was just a random, bad incident. But yeah.
I remember seeing a video footage, you and a blind, and it was
with the lion.
Lion.
Oh, yeah.
And you could hear the breath of the thing.
Oh, yeah, that was insane. So, you're hunting whitetail, you'd get in the dark, right?
Yeah.
So we did that with the lion. And, the lion came in and was roaring around the area, and then he walked right up to our blind. You could just see it, right when it's starting to get bright, almost you can hear the birds coming, And, he walked right up to the blind, and Jim and the PH Jim said, "Don't effing move." I was like, ugh. And that's the only time I felt true fear, actually, in my life, because...
Walk me through it. What was it like?
True fear?
The whole experience.
Oh, I was done. All I could see, I couldn't hit record because you'd see the light, and it was too dark anyways. Cameras didn't pick up. But the lion came right to the blind. Here's the opening of the blind, right? And my tripod camera's right there. So I just hid behind my camera, and I was shaking like this. And then the lion, he circled us, and the hyenas had eaten the corner of the blind. So we had all these trees there, and he's going through it, and he's kind of, and he's roaring right there, crazy psycho lion.
Right.
I was just shaking. Jim's like I couldn't move because he's literally got 5 zippers, right?
Yeah.
That's all he has to do. Anyways, then he went out and went off and ran off and was freaking out in the trees. It was quite the experience.
No kidding.
Yeah, opened my eyes.
I've been deer hunting and had mountain lion, not that close.
Oh, wow.
Not that close, but heard it off. I never saw it, but I could hear the thing.
The screech?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And I'm sitting there in the freezing cold, sitting there waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit still. I'm not going to keep making my deer noises anymore. And, but you know, you're there with the rifle, and I've got a sense that this thing's probably about 50 yards out on me, and it was just kind of doing its thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling and it was pitch black, right?
Yeah.
But early morning.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling, I'm sure, what I would be feeling if that thing was inches away from my face.
Yeah.
And all I've got between me and it is a camera. Like, do you have a firearm with you?
No, but I had like the guy I was with, Mike Fell. He's like next level.
So
he's right there with he's there with an elephant gun and shock. He's there with the muzzleloader.
Right.
I always felt comfortable filming, even like in the Yukon, filming moose and stuff. I'd always felt comfortable behind those guys.
Yeah.
Bojo, Shockey. Other people, when I go film like friends and stuff, I'm like, I should probably have a rifle with me. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty well accomplished in what they do.
Yeah.
So you get this footage. Not only are you like creative director, you're cameraman, then you got to go back and edit it all.
Okay. So this is what happened. So it was in Africa and had all these close calls. Like I had the elephant thing. I had almost got eaten by a lion. Pretty close calls. Did the lake, swam with the crocs. Meanwhile, my wife was home pregnant with our first child. So I'm like...
So your head's there.
Oh, yeah, my head's there. But it's the 45-day trip, too. And we were hunting red stag and turkey, and there was, like, hunting dinosaurs. It was crazy. They were, like, running deer. And anyways, it was a good push. I loved it because I wanted to travel. I'm like, the best job ever. But when you do have a family and responsibilities, you have to kind of, figure it out. So that's what I did. That's when I said we need to get a new cameraman on board, and I got to focus on hunt adventures.
Right.
That answer your question?
Well, I would just talk about the editing, I guess. So you had a new cameraman on board, and you're...
Yeah, so I focused more on doing Howland Lens and North America stuff. I'd film like a little bit like local trips, but going on the dangerous stuff, I focused on just editing. So basically, cameraman would, Jim would go on these trips, and he'd come back, and we'd figure out how many episodes we had to make out of that footage. Back then, it was we went from 13 shows a year to 26 shows a year to 20 shows a year, and he was on for 17 years. Like, that's more than MASH. No, I don't know if MASH was longer than that. I'm trying to think of an old show he'd like MASH or like.
I think MASH was pretty long, wasn't it?
I don't know. Married with Children. What would he watch?
Probably more than Married with Children. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Al Bundy.
But it lasted 17 years, and
was it 4 touchdowns in a single game? Polkai. Was that what it was, or is it 3 touchdowns?
I don't know.
Anyways,
yeah. But yeah, editing was it was that's where you sit down, you got to be trying to stay healthy, because I preferred being in the bush and filming or being out there, but I also pretty picky editor in terms of telling stories and just like really chopping down footage and using the good stuff and entertaining people and telling stories with good music and good cuts. Yeah. So
when you're looking, good cuts, establishing shots, wide angle, zoom in stuff. Like I watch, like we're looking around the studio here, we got a couple little cameras and the camera front. And I've tried my hand at doing some filming. I realize that there's way better people out there at doing that. But I'm sure if I got some basics of, like we did a rafting trip down the Thompson, me and a couple of friends, and we, I got a whitewater raft. Another fellow does some search and rescue, so we borrowed their rowing frame for it, and we spent a week just going 100K down the river. And
sweet.
Yeah, it was a.
Where's the footage?
Well, it's sitting on my hard drives, right?
Nice.
So actually, Canon had lent me a camera at the time.
What?
Yeah, they're just based out of here in Richmond.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they're like, oh, you got to check out this new R6 camera. And I was
nice.
like, no. I've been using the 5D Mark IV and I had the 5D Mark II before. And I said, no, this new digital one, you're really going to like it. I don't think they knew I was going to be taking it for a week just floating down a river.
Yeah.
And then I took it into the Yukon and we took a little boat down Teslin. And
Oh, Teslin.
Yeah. That was...
How'd you do?
Got a nice moose.
I did a Teslin. I filmed a Teslin moose hunt
Did you really?
last year.
Yeah,
Like 2021. Yeah.
So a buddy of mine, actually, he's just recovering right now. He's gave us all quite a scare. He's a helicopter pilot, and
Yikes.
anyways, a few months ago, he, I guess it's about a month and a half now, 2 months ago, he lives in the Yukon. He was taking his quad home on the side. I guess he figured to make a splash in the puddle, and next thing you know, he cracked his skull open, and punctured his lung.
Oh, man.
Broken clavicle. Yeah, no, they had him intubated for quite a long time, and we weren't too sure kind of how that would work out. But anyways, he's in the recovery stage right now, but he's a helicopter pilot, and he says, I've seen this cow moose in previous trips, and there's a certain area. Why don't we just take my little 16-foot Lund with a little 60 horsepower 2-stroke outboard on this thing, and we'll take it from the Yukon down to the BC side where you're at. And
Nice.
yeah, it was my fastest.
It was down the Teslin?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was the fastest moose hunt I've ever done. We got the hard part was getting all the way out there because that lake can pick up. And I went up there with my wife and with his partner, and they set up a little camp on a tiny island as our bear protection, even though a bear could swim over there, no problem. But hopefully it's a bit of a deterrent to dissuade it. And we get out there, we got everything set up. We're just sitting on a little island scoping, like, is that a moose over there? I don't know, let's go over. So we'll took the boat over to, we call it the mainland, and stalked on over, sat down and watched. No, it's not a moose. Okay. Waited 4 hours. Out walks a moose. There we go.
Cow?
Bull.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was, and that was a long shot. I probably shouldn't say how long that was on the air, but that was the longest shot that I've taken an animal from. And it was, had we known, we had it ranged. One in the party, I won't name names, ranged the moose, and inappropriately. Maybe they picked up on something else.
Yeah.
And my wife, who spotted it, says, "Well, it's a bit far for me." I'm like,
probably the cameraman messed it up.
I think it was a cameraman.
Just always blame it on the cameraman.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a cameraman.
I think the person's name was Jesse.
Yeah, everyone's a cameraman. They mess everything up. Just use your iPhone.
Damn cameraman.
But that's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, I look at him like, looks a little further. I'm going to aim higher. And I just, maybe it was luck that I hit it. But
how was the pack out?
It was a few trips out.
Yeah.
We were able to, because we got it out, took care of it in the morning. Got it out onto a tarp, dragged all the guts away from it in the hopes that any predator coming by will maybe want that, right?
Yeah.
And then made a couple fires around it and do our best to get our scent all over the area.
Yeah.
Come back in the morning, took care of it because, I mean, we were in, the area. It's grizzly country.
Yeah. First grizzly I ever filmed was on a kill. That was intense.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we were with muzzleloader and with a rifle backup, and it was just the grizzly was sitting there. He'd at that point buried it, and he could sense us, so he was sitting there pounding it, and he was just sitting there looking out, drooling like crazy, because he could sense us in there, and we were in high willows, trying to find a mound to kind of get a good shot at him, about 80 yards. Yeah, it was intense.
80 yards on the grizzly.
Yeah, that's the first thing I ever filmed, first animal I ever filmed Shockey taking.
Yeah, did it go down right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, phew, that was intense.
80 yards is close on a grizz.
Yeah, especially with muzzleloader, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you talked about long shots. Like, we always tried for filming, was always to try and get close.
Right.
Like, tried to keep it under 100 if we could, because we were used to it was kind of like muzzleloader distance.
Right.
We always tried to get to under 100, except for when all of a sudden I'd be filming like a guide with a client, and we're suddenly they're like 250, 300. I'm like, dude, we could have like,
we could have got closer.
yeah, he was coming down to us. Like the winds,
Yeah.
I was always thinking about filming, right? Not hunting until I finally picked up a rifle or a bow myself.
So
Yeah,
Jim got you into hunting.
totally.
What was your first hunt you did with him?
First time I did with Jim?
Yeah. Would that be your first hunt?
No, I started, he just got me, he opened my curiosity to it.
Okay.
And he kind of helped me appreciate what it was actually about.
Okay.
It was about, going out, having fun. You learn a lot about the dudes or the people you hunt with, or the late, your wife or whatever. You learn a lot out there about each other, and the phones are away, the screens are away, and you work for what you work for what you bring, and you use all the meat, all this stuff. It was all about that. So yeah, and for me, I've always liked fishing, and if I catch a salmon, if I catch a lingcod, if I get a cod on the island here, I'm gonna keep it. And if I usually want to catch a bigger fish.
Sure.
So it's like, some people want to get a bigger deer.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not necessarily trophy hunting. They want to enjoy it. Like, why would you end your hunt, or why would you end if fishing open for 3 months a year, why would you like be fished out or hunting it? Like,
right.
It's nice to enjoy the hunt. And I get it's all about meat and getting the meat, but it's, I don't know where I'm going with that, but
the actual pulling of the trigger, that's that. And
and there's a lot of responsibility that goes once you do pull that trigger.
Right, you can't call that shot back.
You
got to make sure it's an ethical shot. You got to make sure that you're going to be able to retrieve and all the
deal
rest.
with everything. Deal with it and make sure everything that you can use gets used. But it's a good way to eat.
It's a fantastic way. Some of the best meals are just sitting around the campfire with a cast iron, some butter and tenderloins, and
so it's a natural good way to eat. So it's almost like eating healthy in terms of meat.
But you did a filmed hunt with Jim, didn't you?
I did.
So that
Shockey finally let me. He almost let me hunt a whitetail like years ago.
Yeah.
Because back then we used to film Cameraman and other people like kind of that worked with Jim just hunted a whitetail because you could get a whitetail tag pretty easy.
Right.
So I got one season, didn't get anything. Anyways, he let me shoot a caribou in the COVID year.
And that was a nice looking caribou.
That was a nice caribou. It was a Jesse bull, he called it.
The Jesse bull.
Yeah, a Jesse bull, which is like just a nice, respectable animal.
Yeah.
The whole hunt.
It's not a Jim bull.
No, it's not a Jim bull. I heard about the Jim bull. He almost put me on a Jim bull.
Yeah.
Actually, he did.
Yeah.
But Wojo got it. Yeah. It was like a 424 or something.
Yeah.
Mountain caribou. Yeah. But mine was like a nice Jesse bull. It was like not that you score stuff, but I brought home that meat, the caribou, and then Wojo let me bring home half his moose. So
that's okay.
Good stuff. I'm definitely not a hardcore hunter, but I just enjoy being out there. It's a good thing for the head.
Where was the caribou hunt?
Caribou's Yukon.
Okay.
Up at Jim's camp. It was really good. It was a nice bull. It was nice of him to let me shoot it, and then we did a couple episodes on shock therapy with that.
Yeah.
So when Hunt Adventures ended, we kind of wanted to figure out a way to conserve the footage and rehash it. So we came up with this concept of doing like a podcast, like you're doing.
Yeah.
But bringing back old guests that were part of Hunt Adventures, Yukon Uncharted guides, people that in the industry, and they sit there and talk with Jim, and they rehash the footage that we had on file.
How's shock therapy going?
Pretty good. I think it's going into season 3, maybe.
Yeah.
I did most of season 1 and then a bit of season 2. I ended my career I wanted to do the last 4 Todd Bissonnet episodes.
Yeah.
So I did those. He was Todd Bissonnet, the cameraman who filled in when I kind of stepped down when I started having babies. And that was good. I did want to do the Wojo episodes, but I didn't quite make it there.
That looks like a tough show to edit.
Yeah.
Just because it's cut after cut after cut, and then find the right clips to put in, and then cut.
In the end, it looks really simple, but
you
can keep it super simple. But if you're really you're basically trying to match a visual to almost every clip every 2 to 3 seconds.
And then you have to search for it all.
Yeah, search for it. And then you got to we'd cut into the actual episode really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the older shows you're dealing with mixed audio, other ones you're not dealing with mixed audio. So you have 4-channel audio where you could separate the music, and then other ones you're bringing in music
Right.
attached to, like it's old school, you know.
So as cameraman, are you also the audio person?
Well, yeah, for Shockey, for those trips you were, because you were just like, it was just one cameraman. For some of the other stuff it was two, but you just had a wireless mic and shotgun, or you always listen on headphones. So yeah, for poor audio guys, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
So eventually, like I used to do everything, and then like no audio, like I just submit with my audio mix, and then eventually we got a audio guy to start mixing the shows.
Yeah.
And then he'd provide us with you could separate all the wave files. So you can separate the mix, you can separate sound effects. And so I'd get that in the end, plus you get the stereo mix.
You know, very first
Good stuff.
episode of the Silvercore podcast that I recorded, it was all single track.
Oh, so all like everything's mixed in, stereo mix.
One single track.
Yeah,
we had 3 people. It was myself, a couple friends, Paul and Nick, and they're both retired Vancouver police. And when one was talking, the other one was sitting there breathing in the microphone. And I couldn't get rid of that because I had it all on one track. And so right after that, I'm like, forget this. I got to go out and do multi-track.
Yeah.
But when I first started editing, I know one fellow in particular, visually you could see on the waveform, every time that he would talk, you go, before each one, you see this little tick mark. So I'd go through and I'd remove all the ticks because I want to make sure that my guest comes across in the best way. Or if someone's got a lot of ums and ahs, I'd go through and edit all of those out and fade them. It took forever.
I have a secret for that.
Okay, let's hear it. Well, I don't do it anymore, but what's the secret?
I have to cut out so many ums and ahs still.
What's the secret?
I'm obsessed. It's those little markers you get.
Oh, yeah, you can read an
You just mark the heck out of that timeline, then you go through and chop the heck out of it, and then you go through, delete it all, and then you just take that timeline and you sink it down.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. But I mean, I've created a lot of crazy sentences, chopping stuff up. It's not, I wouldn't say editing is very fun. I'm trying to look at new things to do now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I was getting at was, did you find yourself doing a lot of things that later on you thought, like, why the hell am I doing this? Like, for me, I would very carefully edit the audio so that no one could hear where those tick marks, where the ums were, or anything else. So you could see an it looks like a fish, essentially, in Audition or in your waveform, and I'd scrub them all out. But my style changed.
Yeah.
And I figured I'll just talk better, and I'll train myself to stop doing that.
Yeah, nice. But then you get random guests who say or they have a word whisper or something.
Yeah, word whisper. Yeah,
but you get kind of good at your craft, and I just got fast at knowing. I got fast because after we had a bunch of cameramen, and Matt Zanil really took on 7-8 years of filming Shockey.
Yeah,
he's probably the GOAT.
Yeah,
yeah, he's next level. He's got a wicked. He's really good. Anyways, so you get used to working with the cameraman's footage, right?
Okay.
So you get really quick at your job. You get really quick at chopping Jim up, But when you get the random guy,
then it's
you just have that process that just.
What about a 32-bit float? Is that something you use in your audio or?
No, I send my audio to the audio guy now.
Oh,
but I do get
smart.
I don't like I still for the show I did.
Yeah, okay.
So he'd get the final mix, so it's perfect for TV.
Awesome.
So he'd blend everything nice together.
Yeah.
But I'd still get a good blend. But to me, it sounded good.
Yeah. What would you tell somebody if they want to go out there and start kind of filming their own? Any equipment? What are the must-haves?
Well, definitely good gear for the weather.
Okay. Like a GoPro, they're waterproof, or?
Well, no, yeah. So I mean, GoPro I didn't use much. I mean, if you can get a good GoPro mount, for sure, set that up as a wide angle. But honestly, you could honestly, the iPhones are so good these days. But I wouldn't say that. But it depends if you're a Canon guy, a Sony guy. I use the Sonys now, so the Sony AS7 III is pretty good, and Sony FX6 and Sony FS this and that.
Just because you got into their
Yeah,
ecosystem,
you get into that. But the biggest thing is just documenting and telling the story, and then when you see the wildlife, don't spook it, and try and capture the best of your abilities. And getting good audio, so you need that wireless mic.
Yeah,
and you need sound bites in the field. Like if if you're doing it properly, like if you went on the Yukon, you could sit down and interview everybody now, right? Or you could sit down and interview during the trip. Now you got stuff to put your footage on with music.
Right.
Otherwise, you don't have good audio, good talking. You got just, it's like a montage at that point.
That's a good point.
You got to tell a story.
That's a good point.
You got to interview. And then if you interview while they're out there, well, you're getting the real, where they come back, it's kind of contrived reality.
That's a brilliant point. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So I got a whole bunch of footage without any interview on it.
So how are you going to make?
I'm not going to. That's why it's sitting on a hard drive.
Yeah, so if you have sound bites are good. That's what you need, sound bites.
Okay.
But good quality, like this is good sound bite.
Yeah.
But if you have a wireless mic on somebody out there, but
I got lav mics, but so I just have to bring them.
Bring them and then just sit down during the day or whatever and say, hey guys, I just want to interview you or downtime or whatever, or get them to do a diary camera every day.
I wonder if there'd be any interest in that. I mean, I was just doing it for my own personal interest and nothing that I think.
They probably would.
Who knows? I'll
should
play around a bit.
Maybe get an interview because then you get sound bites.
That's a good idea. So what's the craziest Jim Shockey story that you're allowed to share?
I think Cody Robbins, he was at bear camp and he brought his underwear. Like he had his bear camp underwear and I think he wrapped Jim's pillow in it when Jim came back from bear camp.
Oh my God.
It was like a 2-week-old pair of underwear and he put it in Jim's pillow and I think Jim might have slept on it for a few days. So. No, I don't have any crazy Jim stories. I mean, kind of a couple funny ones, but I don't know if I can tell them.
Yeah.
He was class act though. He was always good. I was always panicking about missing the shot and stuff like that. In Turkey, I remember waking up to him saying, "Are you on him?" I was like, "What?"
You woke up.
I woke up because it was totally jet lag, and they were pushing bush for Turkey and to get these deer out. I'm like, we're not gonna get a deer. We haven't seen a deer in 5 days. Anyways, I just fell asleep and I just wake up to Jim saying, "Are you on him? Are you on him?" I'm like, what?
The good answer is yes, I am.
So yeah, there's a couple of good stories, but yeah, I really liked the Hal Len stuff. Was my favorite stuff to film, and
it's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch, and they were genuine. I learned a lot from them, and yeah, it was good.
They seem to really like each other.
They did, and we kind of feed them a bit of lines, and they'd roll with it. But
okay,
but they were very humble men. So
yeah.
That's what made them legit, and they loved the outdoors and hunting, even though they hunted in their jeans and lumberjacket.
More animals have been taken in blue jeans and plaid jackets and have in any fancy Gore-Tex. I'm sure of that.
Totally, and so now I've done a bit of work with Man Eats Wild, which is a new TV series. He's going to season 2 right now.
Tell me about that one, because I've been seeing that in the periphery. Guy looks pretty hardcore.
He's totally hardcore. He's legit. Yeah. I think he's Greek and he's from Australia, born and raised in Australia, but he's like a restaurateur. He had like Michelin star restaurants and he did guidance services and all that. And so he fishes and hunts all around the world. But at the end of each episode, he cooks it like MasterChef, like Gordon Ramsay style.
That's cool.
On the spot.
That's really cool.
And it's good. And he's legit. So he's doing that. And I was able to go film in the Idaho with Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell horsebacking. That was pretty funny.
I like that whole concept of incorporating the cooking part into the hunt, because that's such a big part of the conversation when it comes into hunting. I know Kevin Costwin and Paul Rogowski, they've got a show From the Wild, and it's a really good one. And they got
is that the one that's on your link tree?
You got it, yeah. And Les Stroud.
That show looks really good.
It's awesome.
I only saw the trailer because I just saw it.
I love yesterday. Those guys. They're super down to earth, and of course, Paul Rogowski. He's got I don't know if it's a Michelin star, but it's an award-winning. It's a Rouge restaurant, an award-winning restaurant. He's a chef, and of course, everyone knows the Survivor man, Les Stroud, and Kevin Costwin. He's beautiful cinematography that he puts together.
Yeah, so it's like the look and feel of that show is epic. So those guys are using good cameras, so they're documenting the outdoors with
but I don't
epic cameras.
Honestly, talking with Kevin, I don't get the sense that they're going too crazy with the cameras. Like they got got a couple good cameras out there. It's about the shot composition and about
having a good eye for it.
Yeah, which he he does, right? Just
and
like
then
yourself.
telling the story with the editing too.
Right.
Yeah, and they have interviews.
They have interviews.
Look at that trailer.
Yes,
It's all
they
interviews.
do. They have interviews.
It's interviews with music and then the
Smart.
nice cuts on top.
So having that food portion of the whole thing, I think reaches just a primal level in people, but a much wider audience as well. And it introduces the concept of hunting as opposed to co-opting that responsibility onto a butcher or an abattoir or somewhere else, of the more intimate relationship with the food, essentially, and that whole story that goes with it. I really like that concept. So
No, it's a good concept. And honestly, like, I came into this green, right?
Yeah.
I liked fishing. I just go to the store and buy my meat.
Yeah.
My wife's a vegetarian. She's
Still?
not like hardcore vegan, but yeah, she's a vegetarian, but she eats like fish.
Okay.
But she gets it.
Yeah.
Like she understands why hunting is good.
Yeah.
And it works if it's done in a not a like, all these guys think of hunters as these typical crazy rednecks. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. And they're just shooting their guns off and drinking beers.
I mean, there are those guys out there.
It does happen.
But that's not a hunter.
No, that's just someone partying and having fun who's allowed to have.
Right.
But yeah, it's all part of clean eating, really, and it's I think it's pretty cool to see these cooks, like you mentioned, do that.
Yeah.
Because I love cooking. I'm always getting in trouble for like using extra ingredients. I'm like, well, we have cilantro, we have this, why not throw it on? It looks good too, right? So it's nice to, so I can get behind someone has that behind it about getting the animal and then showing a wicked meal you can make with it and then using it, giving it to the community.
I think that's the vehicle to the masses. I mean, for those who would be anti-hunting or against hunting, and rather than always preaching to the choir, that food section, Hank Shaw, I don't know if you've ever read some of his stuff. He's got a James Beard award-winning website.
I'll check it out.
Blog. Yeah, he's hunter, angler, gardener, cook, or chef, hunter, angler, gardener. Honestfood.net, I think is what his website's called.
Yeah.
Does a fantastic job, him and his partner Holly, just both photographing, documenting, writing about the process of procuring wild food.
Yeah.
And I think its popularity that he has there is because it's not just about hunting. It's not just about fishing. But it's about that whole process and how we're connected to it.
Yeah, it's kind of a lifestyle too, right? It's a lifestyle choice. Like some people aren't into it. Like, trust me, I love going to Costco.
Sure.
The steelhead there is great.
Yeah.
And it's farmed, but I don't know. It's not bad. I think it's farmed. I don't know, but it's good. It's like good steelhead. But I can fish steelhead on the island, but I can't keep them, right? So anyways, but I don't mind going to, I don't mind going to get, salmon fillets or something at Costco or meat fillets, but.
You talk about the lifestyle, but I think everyone's got a lifestyle of eating and drinking.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Yeah. They can just go to the store and buy the meat. And, and then they're like, well, I can't believe you'd hunt. Like, you'd shoot that? I'm like, well, it's like, you just went, like, can I see your freezer? And you're like, where'd you get this? Like, where'd that come from? And
someone had to shoot it.
Things, like, they didn't have that freedom of life that these wild game have. So it's tricky. It's a tricky one to sometimes work with.
So where do you see yourself in the future?
Well, I've always had this concept in my head. I don't quite know how I'm going to pull it off, but I've made TV for lots of years and worked for these guys making their shows or helping them make their shows. But I've always kind of had in my back of my head some sort of fishing show idea, but I just don't know if the logistics of getting something going are tricky. But like I remember growing up fishing a lot, right? And everyone usually like fishing with my dad, right? And again, fishing with my dad was more my dad drinking with his buddies, and I'm holding the fishing rod. Unfortunately for me, that's what it was.
Right.
And I also just went back to Ontario this summer, and I revisited some of the spots my grandpa used to take me. Mm-hmm. But he always packed a fishing rod. He'd throw me at a lake. He'd throw me at this. He said, just go fish.
Yeah.
So I didn't really learn. So then I had kids, and I was like, man, take my kids fishing. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But I quickly realized I really didn't learn much from my dad. I didn't really learn how to fish.
Right.
So fishing with dad is the kind of concept, and telling people stories because how did you learn to fish?
Well, growing up, we had we call it a commercial fly fishing lodge. It had a commercial license on it,
Yeah.
but it was never run commercially. It was a geological lawyer who was a good family friend, a fellow. He owned a sporting goods store. Another one owned, I think it's Western Canada's largest brokerage company. And what did the other one do? I forget. Anyways, there's four of them involved, and they're family friends and invited us up. And then at one point, one left and gave us the opportunity. My family bought into the fly fishing lodge. So,
sweet.
but for me, fly fishing was you put the fly on the end, or if nobody's looking, you put like, I don't know, a treble hook or a spinner or something on there.
Yeah.
And you just troll behind the boat with your fly rod out there.
Yeah.
That was fly fishing. I had no real idea how to cast properly.
Fly fishing's an art.
Oh, totally is. And it's only in recent years that I've really started to kind of learn more about that.
Yeah.
But like most things, if you're going to learn to hunt, or you're going to learn to fish, it's going to probably because a family member, most likely, has taken you out and shown you.
Yeah.
And previously it was a male-dominated activity.
Yeah.
And so it's usually like a father or an uncle or grandfather would take you out. Now it's
both, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like one of the best anglers in the world, we know.
April Vokey, yeah.
You got it, right?
That's where I learned about fly fishing cast, because we went to film her. The idea was to film her teaching how to cast.
Right. I remember that.
And man, that was next level, that one.
Yeah.
We filmed for 3 or 4 days, and we finally put it out. She was 6 months pregnant or something too.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely an art. And I mean, the idea for a fishing show, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pull it off, but in my brain, I'm starting in Hawaii and I'm going to Newfoundland and learn to fish with my kids.
That'd be an amazing show.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
It needs to be filmed too. And the thing is, I know how to film it.
Yeah, and the story behind that, because you have that background where you wish you knew how to do it.
If only we had sponsors.
Just need a couple sponsors, huh?
I don't know how to do it. No, I'm honestly thinking about selling my house and doing it.
Yeah?
But don't tell my kids.
Well, honestly, what do they say? If you build it, they'll come?
Yeah, I could always come back to the island in a year if it didn't work out. But I'll have the footage.
If you have that feeling in your heart that it'll...
Every province, you try the lake, river, ocean along the way.
You're going to regret it if you don't. Can
you imagine?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Start in Hawaii, hit Newfoundland at the end.
Have you fished in Hawaii?
I went on a boat once with a friend of mine, and we tried fishing. Didn't catch anything, but I did deer hunt there.
Yeah?
That was awesome.
I hear it's insane. I've never been. I'd love to go there.
They're allowed 10 tags, but there's deer everywhere.
Is it 10 or 15? It's crazy, the number.
Might be 15. And it's not, there's a lot of deer there.
Yeah.
I did Hawaii too, filmed an axis deer hunt.
You had axis in Hawaii? Which island?
Maui.
Okay.
With Shane Dorian. He's a pro surfer. That was a Maui's Wild.
That I'm going to have to watch that one.
That was one of the, I'd like to re-edit it. I didn't edit it.
No?
But it's fine. They did great. Yeah. But I think
enough said.
There's so much footage. They did a great job considering all the footage that was given to them.
Enough said. Yeah, axis deer. Is that difficult to do for a non-resident? Like if I wanted to...
I think it's pretty... I don't know. I think there's a bit of logistics, but not bad. You need permission. You might have to go with an outfitter of some sort.
Right, okay.
Or you need permission through someone you know who has a farm. Like we're on some wicked, huge chunk of land.
They don't have a ton of axis deer over there, do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
There's like 60,000 on Maui.
Is there really? I know nothing about them. I just...
like Salt Spring Island with 60,000 deer on it.
Oh my God, they'd be getting... So over here, you've heard about the guys that come with a helicopter and they'll do culling for...
unfortunately, but you have to do what you have to do,
for the non-native deer. And
I'd love to go hunt fallow deer in Sydney. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool, yeah. Yeah, they typically get guys out of New Zealand to do it. And
I worked with a lot of Kiwis, you let's say it.
Yeah,
they
Kiwis,
call themselves it,
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Funny, a buddy of mine, he says, I don't know why they keep getting the Kiwis to go and do this, because we trained them on how to do this back in the 70s. The Canadians trained the Kiwis, apparently, on the shooting from helicopters back in the 70s.
Huh.
And recently, speaking with them, because there's some more work in progress, I'm like, hold on a second, why don't we have Canadians in there? And they said, well, we put it out to tender, and we only had 5 different companies come on back, and not one of them was Canadian. Huh, interesting. It's like, well, if I knew about that, I probably would have put a bid in, even though my shooting from helicopters is pretty limited. By limited, I've never shot from a helicopter.
I think it's probably an art for sure.
Well, we used to have to take a helicopter into the cabin first of the season, get all the old stuff out, new stuff in, because it was fly in or hike in. And I'd always try and talk the pilot into just, can you let me jump into the lake? Can I just can you hover over and just let me jump in? And he's like, no. It's like, okay, what if I put a rope and I just kind of lower myself down? That would be okay, right? Nope. So my dream of jumping out of a helicopter is still unfulfilled. I might have to.
It might happen.
It might.
Put your mind to it.
I'm going to put it out there. Maybe we can rectify that.
Yeah, get that sponsored and then the trip from Haida Gwaii to Newfoundland.
Maybe just jump out of the helicopter out in Haida Gwaii and then.
Start there.
Yeah, there you go.
But didn't Will Smith bungee out of that?
Did he?
I think he bungeed out of a helicopter.
I've never had a burning desire to bungee jump.
No, me neither.
It just doesn't seem to have any level of practicality behind it.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not now that I'm 43 with kids.
Nothing makes you recognize your own mortality like having children, right?
Dear goodness. Yeah. Totally. Full on.
So they're going to be getting older.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get on this show pretty quick.
Well, so my oldest, he's learning to hunt. He's got his hunting license and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. That's like, I got to jump on this. Yeah. I'm gonna, it's a crazy idea in my head because when I moved to the island, my dad's buddy, his name was Dave Plummer. We'd always go out on his boat, and he was like the old guy who like fixed his own stuff, and then his boat always was gonna break down. It was always like a problem, and always. But he taught me how to fish for cod out here pretty good.
Yeah,
so, I've gotten good at fishing cod and stuff, but I've never. It'd be fun to just document me with the boys, starting one and hitting like but hitting spots in each province along the way. And really trying to fish and learn from the locals, like giving it kind of that Canadian local, like find the hardcore guy or this like,
or indigenous groups or
whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Along the way, and then work with them for a few days fishing, learning their ways, and then learn how to fish, and then go to the next province. And then it's all the crazy road trip and stuff too.
We should talk after this recording because I might have a contact for you.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Do you have tips on fish and ling?
People, it's my ADHD. I go fishing with guys, and I'm like, you got to fish those the good hard reefs for sure. I mean, lots of guys catch them really deep too. The big guys really deep at 200 plus reefs. But I always like to fish those reefs at like 30 to 65 or 65 to 100.
Yeah.
But my ADHD, like, I'll drift a spot really quick I'm like, oh, there's no ling here. And we'd come back real quick. No. And we'd try another reef. The guys, like, they always freak out that I'm moving too quick.
Yeah.
But I learned from the old guy, Dave Plummer, like, he's like, oh, there's no fish here. If you don't bite the first 20 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever.
I've heard the same thing, right? Just move.
Because ling are aggressive.
That's right.
If you're in that hole and you give it a couple of whirls, but
yeah, I
don't know. I'm impatient, I guess. And that's what I learned. The big thing I learned about hunting was patience.
Okay. So, still hunting, laying up, stalking. What do you find to be out of all, like, if you're just a kind of, you've been on so many different hunts, so many different animals.
Wow. The hardest thing to do is, and Shockey's, I always think of what would Shockey do, but the hardest thing to do is just sit and wait for the animal to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to pass through at some point. If you sit the wind and blah, blah, blah. Often we would sometimes, because, you're going to make a bunch of noise on the stalk or whatever. Like, sometimes you just got to figure out or hope for the best and set up, wait for it to come to you.
And how long will you often wait for?
Oh, man. Me?
Or you
I'm,
or Jim?
I'm a little impatient. He'd wait 21 days if he wanted. Like,
yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
not me.
Buddy of mine says, well, let's go for he says, I haven't gotten a bear before. You want to go on a bear hunt? I'm like, sure, not a problem. I mean, there's effective tactics to getting bears. So it can be
spot and stalk.
Right.
Way.
Spot and stalk, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
depends on the animal and the weight thing too, yeah.
Yeah.
Because spot and stalk is awesome.
Yeah. So, but he's from the UK and has a background in hunting deer in this, you're deer stalking, right? And you're walking around for these things.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome, but it was I said, well, I'll come on with you. We can try it out, right? It was a different sort of approach to bear hunting that it was interesting. And finally, we're like, what would you do if you saw one just as you're coming around a corner? Because the thing will take off on you.
Yeah.
Will you have time to identify it and see if that's the one you want, if it's got cubs or not? I'm like, for me, I prefer I'll walk a logging road because springtime they're going to be out there, or you'll be in an area where they're going to be likely, and just set up and wait, maybe use a predator call and have your head on a swivel.
Yeah. Spot and stalk bears I filmed a lot of those hunts up island because Jim was he outfitted Northern Island. And those were, lots of spot and stalk and just getting high up, glassing, watching the big deactivated logging roads, looking for that sign. Yeah,
Sure.
But for bears, it was always good wind.
Yes.
And, it was always
What
good.
was your favorite thing to film?
Well, I got to say, filming moose in the Yukon is,
Up there.
like during the rut, is pretty unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I think it'd be the same with elk. That's why there's crazy elk. I didn't get many good elk hunts where I had like good, like rutted animals come to you. I love the blacktail on the island because there is some big bucks out there, but they're just so nocturnal. They're just hard to hunt. But moose was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Africa stuff was cool, but Jungles Cameraman was pretty intense. The bongo, that was a really cool hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, bongo. It's
They're
like
cool looking animal.
Antelope, yeah, really cool animal.
Yeah, with
But
all the stripes and the
North America, it's definitely moose.
moose, eh? Well, I think so. The closest thing to a Yukon moose hunt would be the Teslin one, but it's just on the BC side. I'd love to do a full-on Yukon moose hunt.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look at that for next season or two, see what we can do.
I filmed for Yukon Harvest.
Okay.
It's on APTN.
Yeah.
I filmed one of the hunts for that.
Yeah.
On the Teslin there. And that harvest shot was a disaster. But
In what way?
Like, it was
Not the best.
It was from the boat on a river, which is legal, and everything was done legally.
Of course.
But the guide got excited, and we're drifting on a river, right? So the boat is turning. So the hunter's even going, he's moving with. So I'm
trying to get out of the way of that muzzle.
and I'm also trying to, trying to film the thing. Yeah. Anyways, it was a good story. It was a 13-year-old boy. It was his first moose hunt with his father and this mentor, and it was for the native. It was very
That's cool.
It's really cool series, Yukon Harvest.
Huh. Is there anything that we should be talking about that we haven't covered yet?
I think we've been pretty good, eh?
Yeah,
I feel good.
Okay. Well, I'm
you?
gonna throw some links up to some of the videos if people want to see more about you and some of the work you've done and some of the stuff with shock therapy and Jim Shockey. And I'll put it out there if the listeners, anyone has ideas of perhaps sponsors for Jesse, if they'd like to see a
man, I'll film it.
cross Canada fishing trip, because personally I think it sounds fantastic. There are so many people.
Go with the boys, learn to fish.
Right. So many people who want to learn how to hunt or fish, and they never had that opportunity.
Yeah.
But with today's day and age of YouTube and social media and the rest, it's kind of like that teacher that you never had.
Well, I was going to kind of do some YouTube posts as I go through. And also, like, when I'm in these crazy pockets where there's like an epic little fishing community, I'm going to find the father-son duo, and I'm going to spend a day with them and learn why, they're in that area, and they go fish with them for the day, document their day.
That's amazing.
And then they teach my boys, and then they teach me ultimately to teach my boys how to fish, right?
That's amazing.
That's where we learn from our dads or grandpa.
Family, dads, yeah. Jesse, thank you very much for being on the Silvercore podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry it took you so long, and I picked the worst day in BC to be here.
No, I mean, it's supposed to get worse tomorrow.
Hey, it's -6 here, guys. You guys in Alberta got nothing.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
All right.